Weather Scope.
Here's how you're looking right now in New York City. You made it through today's rush hour downpour, but there's more rain ahead, so drive carefully and bundle up if you're going to hit the streets. Good morning, welcome to Weather Scope. I'm Mark Mancuso. Wind, rain, and snow. They're all making appearances in parts of the Northeast thanks to a major nor'easter, which is just inching up the coast. And for the latest on what to expect, including a live report from New York, let's go to Vivian Brown in the Forecast Center. Good morning, Vivian.
Good morning, Mark, and we do have our very own Kristen Dodd standing by in the New York City area, and we'll talk to her in just a moment. We've been watching this nor'easter for quite a while. Already this morning we've had reports of wind-driven rain for the coast, and snow has been locally heavy too in the mountains just outside of New York City. In the Catskills, it has really been coming down. Our low pressure is centered off the coast of New Jersey. Of course, we have the counterclockwise flow with it, so that's pulling in quite a bit of moisture along the coast of Massachusetts, down east Maine, Hartford. Actually, we have reports of some snow kind of mixing in with the colder air, but generally rain right along the coast. Martha's Vineyard, Hyannis, Nantucket, winds out of the northeast in excess of 30 and 40 miles an hour. So a wind-driven raw day across much of the northeast. Now this is snow as you head over the interior regions and the higher elevations, central New York and Pennsylvania. We even have reports of some moderate snow near the Pittsburgh area, but it's rain here in Philadelphia. We have had some reports of light snow in the D.C. area, but you do notice that the precipitation is starting to taper off at our nation's capital. Here's a quick look at the current temperatures now over the northeast, and you notice that it is warmest right along the immediate coast. Boston 37, 40 New York, 39 Philadelphia. It's warmer here compared to the inland areas, but if you ask the folks in New York and Philadelphia if it's warm, and I bet you'll get a resounding no, as we have those winds out of the north and northwest at times, and those winds really make it feel much, much colder. A wind chill of 9 degrees at Boston. Logan International, we have reports of winds gusting out of the northeast in excess of 38 miles an hour, and a wind chill of 16 in Philadelphia this hour. A wind chill of 20 degrees in New York City. So it is wet, it is cold, it is raw in the Big Apple. And unfortunately, we have our very own Kristen Dodd standing by in all of this raw weather, and she joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Kristen.
And good morning, Vivian. I tell you what, I gladly trade places with you right now, as we have been getting rained on throughout the morning, very cold temperatures, and my photographer Robert and I, we're chilled to the bone, and so we're going to be anxious to get a nice hot cup of coffee. You can see the traffic here in Manhattan around Columbus Circle slowing down a bit. The morning commute basically winding down. Now in the streets we're seeing some of the tourists come out. A lot of folks out with the cameras bearing the colder temperatures and the wind to try and snap a shot of some of the famous buildings around here, as we are on Broadway. Looking off to my right, a lot of the plays and even the David Letterman show in the building down there. A lot of folks getting out to just kind of look around. Also the dog walkers in Central Park are out in full force. Now that we are seeing the rain kind of taper off, folks are getting a chance to kind of get out after the morning commute. Commute home looks like it'll be much better. Back to you, Viv.
Okay, thanks, Kristen. A raw morning in the northeast, and I do think that it will be a raw afternoon, as that low pressure is not moving very quickly. Here's a look at the latest now. We have gale advisories along the coast from northern Maine all the way to the northern coast of North Carolina. Coastal flood advisories have also been issued. So coastal flooding, possible wind-driven rain along the coast, but over the interior regions, the higher elevations, it is snow, and snow could be locally heavy, so please be careful as you venture out on the interstates in the region. Flying out of or into the airports could be a little rough, as we have reports of delays at most of the major airports in the Northeast, from Boston to Bradley Field, Connecticut, LaGuardia, John F. Kennedy, Newark, even Philadelphia, delays on arrival flights. So it's a mess in the Northeast with our nor'easter in the vicinity. You know, we'll keep you posted throughout the morning and throughout the day on our northeastern storm. If you're away from your television set, you can always check us out online on weather.com. Let's check on the West Coast because we do have a storm there as well. And with more details, let's go back to the studio and back to you, Mark.
All right, thank you, Vivian. And that major storm is winding down for some parts of California, but the storm's wrap-up can't come quick enough for areas that are hard hit with flooding, mudslides, heavy snow, and now funnel clouds. Well, it's taken all night, but California state work crews reopened a section of Highway 50 that was shut down because of an avalanche. Drivers were stopped a few miles short of Lake Tahoe last night when a slide covered a section of the highway with up to 8 feet of snow. Highway patrol officers say the way is clear, but chains are still required. In Southern California, crews are still at work trying to resolve huge mudslides that have shut down roads in and around Laguna Beach. The cleanup work, as you can see, has gone through the night. And the PCH around Malibu has also been closed because of rock and mud